In the closest Israeli town to the Gaza border, the daycare is a bomb shelter. And here, the war outside is muted by thick concrete walls and the sound of kids being kids. Little girls wearing scrunchies practice their drawing. There's all sorts of games, including the Israeli version of Monopoly. And lunch is exactly what every kid wants: chocolate sandwiches. That little boy is 3-year-old Gennady. His father, Mark Eframimov, is the deputy mayor. But Gennady doesn't seem to care that Dad is busy. My work is 24/7, he says. I don't see the kids, so my son being here gives me a sense of security. Out of fear of rockets, the Israeli army ordered local schools and summer camps closed. So the parents need somewhere to bring the kids, especially Mark Eframimov. Next week, he enters the Army Reserve. I am willing to do everything, he says, that will let me live in this town, even if this town is right on the front lines. Here, the air raid sirens only wail for a few seconds before the rockets fly. This noise has become the city's soundtrack. Those are Israeli missiles trying to intercept Palestinian rockets. Children in conflict areas need to do normal things to avoid trauma. Right now, the outside isn't normal, so that's why just a few feet away, inside the shelter, 11-year-old Nicole is allowed to do what she loves most: caring for kids even smaller than her.
It's fun here. We draw, and it's fun, and we watch movies.
But that doesn't mean the children are unaware of the war or free of bias.
The people in Gaza are trying to hurt us, and that's very scary. And they're trying to get us out of Israel.
Outside the shelter, Felix Agarinov walks me through the streets he grew up on. But today it doesn't feel like home, especially for his family. My son is suffering, he says. He was holding his head and said, "It's in my head. It's in my head. I can't get the code red out of my head." He sent his son and daughter north, presumably where it's safer, so they wouldn't have to go through this. This is the second code red we've heard in less than an hour. No matter how many rockets target this town, running into their safe room is always stressful.
You immediately start calling everyone to check in with your parents and your family.
Once the scare ended, we said goodbye. And right outside Felix's front door, Mirav Levy, her 4 kids, and most of her belongings wait for a bus.
We cannot live like this. The child don't leave the house. They're afraid. We don't want to go to sleep here.
Her bus tickets are one way. She's taking her family anywhere but here.
And remember that in Gaza, about a mile beyond me, those people who are being bombed, there is no way for them to take a bus. And Jonathan, almost all of them have no shelter.
And Nick, what are you hearing tonight about a possible Israeli ground invasion in the coming days?
The indications are that Israel is preparing for a possible invasion, and there's a few indicators of that. One, they say that they have deployed 20,000 troops among the reserves to the border. That number could go up to 40,000, but that is new tonight because up until recently, only about 1,500 had deployed. The language that Israeli officials are using are very open. They are saying that they are considering a ground invasion. And number 3, President Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinian Authority said tonight that he was told by Israeli officials that that ground invasion could be imminent, quote, within a few hours. And so, Jonathan, obviously Israeli officials are not telling us what is about to happen, but the indications are that they are certainly ready for a ground invasion.
Okay, our Nick Schifrin live for us near the Gaza